Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to Roll for Question, where a veteran DM offers to answer questions about Dungeons and Dragons that you might have. And in the meantime, we're going to finish up our intro adventure, which, supposed to do that last time, but kind of fell under the weather midstream. Feeling better now. Got enough energy to get through it. But we got to get through it. We have chapter 2 to read through. We went through chapter 2 last time, but kind of lost energy. So it's entirely possible that there's some more work to do here. And then there's chapter 3, which let's get going. Chapter 2 is the point at which the party has arrived at Wormgate. They've gone to the catacomb. They've done the village elder a favor. The village elder is, they're happy with that. And now the party has to do they have to pass the time and prepare themselves while their escort is being organized. So they want to visit the village inn, which is called Village Inn. We don't need to name it because this is a village and there's only one inn, and why would you need to name it? It's the inn, run by an innkeeper named Jandar, who is jovial and a fan of tourism. He offers to welcome the party proper, but first recommends that everyone gets some rest. After the party finishes the rest in the inn. Okay, offers to welcome the party proper. He welcomes the party to Wormgate and recommends that everyone gets some rest. Because I don't know what that other sentence even meant. He offers to welcome the party, but first recommends that everyone gets some rest. Okay, after the party finishes the rest in the inn, read the following. Got some box text here that I told myself to make, so I did. Yeah. Elwyn the Smithy is here. That's pointing the party in the direction towards a side quest. Wormgate consists of... Okay, so I don't entirely know where to put this section here. It doesn't really belong here. But it doesn't really belong anywhere. We've got all of this about Wormgate. We've got the general store. The catacombs. Nothing to do there. The smithy. We just mentioned the smithy. I think this is enough information for a DM to figure out. There's enough raw material here for 3 attempts at forging cast components, which can be done by 1 or more PCs. Crafting is typically a strength smith's tools check at DC 11. Each check represents 4 hours of work. The smithy can give help to whoever is trying. If 3 PCs all try to craft raw materials together, I don't need to say that. I don't need to say this at all. If three PCs try all together, the effort goes by more quickly. But that's something the DM can figure out on their own, or maybe they don't need it at all. So let's just save some word count. Get rid of that. Each success gives the party more components to work with during the forging stage. There's an initial 4 cast components available, plus 2 more for every success. Yeah. Why is this, there's initially? Yeah, I don't think so. There are 4 cast components available initially. No. There are a minimum of 4 cast components available, plus 2 more for every success. During the cast forging, give the players a sheet of paper. For each cast component that they have, they may draw 1 line of any length on the sheet of paper. and their goal is to make as many triangles as possible. The number of triangles that they draw is how many casts they can make and how impressed the smithy is. If they can draw at least 3 triangles of equal size, then they succeed, making enough casts to distribute animal repellent effectively. Otherwise, they fail. If the party succeeds, they can spend the rest of the day taking these casks and distributing them around the village. Blah, 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 blah. That's all good. Sage's Hut. All right. Has recipe for potions of improved fire resistance. See Appendix B for the party. They inform the party about Finny and the apothecary, who can direct them to go to explore the nearby woods, wilds, and collect red roots found in the nearby grove. And then we have this section on Finny here. Offers the party to talk to Leofric to see if he has any suggestions on how to prepare for their task. The party's already sought out Leofric. Finny is salty about not being consulted first, but he offers the party the location of a nearby grove, which is half a day's journey away. This grove is where a specific red root grows. Blah, blah, blah. If the roots can be crafted, collecting the roots without disturbing the wildlife, and actually crafting the potion. I don't need to say that. With the roots in hand, one PC rolls an intelligence alchemist supplies check against DC 11 with help from Finny at the apothecary. They may do so up to 3 times, and each success yields 3 potions of improved fire resistance. With all of the roots in hand. Because we don't want to have a situation where we're like, but I have 3 roots. Can I make 27 potions of fire resistance? No. All the roots you collected. If you collected at least 1 root, you can try. If you collected 1,000 roots, you can still try up to 3 times. That's it. I don't want to imply anything else. In total, and each success yields 3 potions of improved fire resistance. Continue because if the party crafts is successful at least 1 time, Finny considers this a favor and spreads the word about the party's assistance. Oh, I already wrote if successful. I put it at the end. Barda would appreciate if the party could take care of the band camp on the road to the south. See Chapter 1. I should name that section in Chapter 1. Bandit camp. See Bandit Camp in Chapter 1 for more info. Okay, if the party does this or has he done so, blah, blah, blah. 150 gold is reward, and you can buy strong acid. All right. Once the party has done at least 2 favors, they may level up the next time they rest. Is this... Okay, and then we go down to Redroot Grove. There's a grove or the village. But these red roots are commonly growing. They don't like the sunlight, so they prefer to grow in these kind of natural formations. The grove is surrounded... Oh! Grove is surrounded in thorns. Unless they're moving at half speed or slower, they're going to take 1d6 damage every time they intersect them. And we've drawn this in such a way that it's basically impossible not to intersect them unless you're like here, 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 here. But I don't know how clear that is. Like, I don't know. I can leave that alone. I can leave that alone. Move on. Room 1. I haven't labeled these rooms at all. Room 1 entrance. I should put a 1 here, a 2 here, a 3 here, and a 4 here. Or I could say southwest room entrance. Party enters the grove for the first time. Here's some box text. This is mostly a thorny area, but there are safe paths to traverse left and right. The left way is full of tracks, and an observant party can figure out there are animals living over there. Okay. Room 2, northwest. What did I write up? Room 1, southwest room, northwest room. Room 3, southeast room. Right path. Northeast room. The roots are here. Let's call that something better. Roots. The root nursery, the root pile, rootopolis, patch, root patch. The roots the party seeks grow here. They can be collected with a successful survival or medicine check against DC 13. On a failure, it takes substantially longer to find a harvestable root. On a success, they find all the harvestable roots in this patch of harvestable roots. To find the harvestable roots, an hour. Giant goat will have been drawn to this room, to room 1, and this time it's slowing them down. Okay, I skipped room 1, room 2, and room 3. No, I think room 1 is okay. The tracks are from small and large creatures. The most recent tracks, which are rat tracks, can be identified with a passive perception score of 12 or higher. Any rats that escape will attract predators nearby to the grove will light the party in room 1 and fight them when they return. Okay, this path leads to a knot of thorns in room 3. The thorns are not tightly woven, and the party can see that behind the thorns are the redwoods that they seek. The knot of thorns blocks the way, doing damage to anyone passing through them, even if they move carefully. The party can cut their way through, or burn their way through, or come up with some other solution to push forward without getting shredded by thorns. Any amount of slashing damage or fire damage can remove a 5-foot section of roots over 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Move on. Setting off from Wormgate, your travels off-road. Okay. Now, how can I word this? Read this section when party leaves Wormgate to head to Brun Samaris. From Wormgate, your travels off-road leave you to uneven grounds and dense splotches of... Did I really write splotches? Did I really write that? Oi. Oi, I need to have a talk with myself. Do better. I wouldn't be as upset if this wasn't in box text, but since I wrote it in box text, I have higher standards than that. Splotch. Thesaurus. Dense canopies of foliage. Foliage. Canopies is a great word. Smudge, blot, dash, mark, smear, smudge. No, none of those. Canopy. There's no trail, and the constant movement of the brush around you makes it difficult to spot any wildlife that doesn't want to be seen. It doesn't take long before you start to notice the faint smell of brimstone in the air, a sign that you're getting closer to your goal. Otherwise, read the next section. Oh. Wait, no. Read the following section, if so. Your journey up to this point has been uneventful, but up ahead you see a plume of smoke rising, and before you know it, the source of the smoke emerges. A large pillar of rock in the distance walking towards you with thick stony legs. Even from this distance, it looms large, and you can see a smolder left behind with every footprint. Okay, there's a map. Party needs to reach Brun Samaris. Inside are 3 more volcano elementals that the party needs to defeat to achieve their goals. Alright, read this. Read this text when the party arrives at Brun Samaris. I don't need to draw a dungeon map. I don't need this anymore. Map of Brun Samaris. Have I been labeling the maps? I really should do that. Let me go all the way back to the beginning. Map of the bandit, merchant, ambush. Regional map. Map of the bandit camp. Bum 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 bum. Going and naming all these maps. Naming all the maps. The inner map of the inner catacomb. All right. Redroot Grove. You know what? That's already named. We'll just add the word map to it to make it map of Brun Samaris. Maps of Brun Samaris. There we go. Let me just do a quick spot check of this map. Make sure it looks correct. It looks correct. This is split apart because I know earlier map these were connected and they shouldn't have been. I kind of like how this turned out. It's like, this is like a D tier map, but could be worse. Could be worse. Bleh. Not bad. Blah. Okay. That's how I feel. Alright, themes and palettes, we don't need that anymore because we're not brainstorming. To do, draw a better map. Yeah, that's not happening. Flesh out the complex dungeon. I hope I did that. Contemplate mushrooms. Nope, didn't do any of that. Populate the storage room. We did do that. Make room 3 more of an interesting fight if rolled. Not doing that. Cool box text. Anytime. Okay, hold on. Room 1. Read this when the party enters. Room 1. From outside. The cave opens up into a wide sloped room that descends deeper. Along the walls by you. Nope, we're not. That's not correct. Along the walls are several large boulders. Are several large bottles made of solid rock, each big enough to hold a person, and capped with a boulder. Ahead at the bottom of the slope, you see an indented door covering an exit. There's also a hole in the ceiling here. I'm going to say gap. And I'm going to put dashes here. I know the DM can't read dashes, but I hope that that helps make that sentence flow better. Ahead at the bottom of the slope, you see an indented door covering an exit. There's also a gap in the ceiling here, a tunnel leading to somewhere dark and unknown. That leads somewhere dark and unknown. Okay. Room 1 is part of a complex trap. This room is filled with big special compressed rocks. Okay, I don't need to say big special. Compressed rock containers of hot lava. Each one containing pressurized hot lava. If we look at room 1, we can say anyone who steps halfway through this room. A pressure point covers covering half room. A pressure plate. Let's say it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say it's 20 feet deep. If stepped on, the pressure plate will cause a chain reaction that makes the containers spill their contents, slowly filling the room with dangerous lava that will creep along and threaten the party. We need to add a statement about, can the party disable this pressure plate? Pressure plate is hidden, PC 14, and can only be, must, and it can be jammed with something suitably strong enough to hold up the weight of the plate. Pounds, as well as anyone on the plate. Can also be disabled with a successful DC 14 sleight of hand, dexterity, thieves' tools. I don't know. Using these tools. Okay, there are doors out of this room. There is a door. The indented door that leads out of this room is heat sensitive. It does not. It will not. It is stuck shut and will not open unless heated to the proper temperature. At which point, what's the opposite? What's when something deforms? You say it deforms. How do you say it undeforms? How do you say undeform? Apparently undeform is actually a word. Undeform. I'll just say undeformed then, since apparently that's a word. At which point? At which point? The room will reach the proper temperature after 5 rounds of lava have been poured into the room, or the party can heat the door through whatever means they have. I commented lava does 46 fire damage. 46 is 14 points of fire damage on average. At least 14 points of fire damage will heat up the door. Sufficiently heat up the door. 10 feet into the room is a large rectangular pressure plate. How many demi-leeches would you have to kill if you were to, say, speedrunning this dungeon? Not like a full run-through, just any percent glitched. You could skip them all. No demi-leeches. None at all. 10 feet in this room is a large rectangular pressure plate. Did I not? I should have put this up sooner so that I wouldn't reinvent the wheel up here. 20-foot deep pressure plate covers the middle of the room. The pressure plate into this room is 10 feet away from the entrance, the exterior entrance, the door to the outside. No, that's a better way to phrase that. Pressure plate in this room is 10 feet away from, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just don't say it. If the pressure plate is activated, lava will begin to pour down from the compressed containers. The containers are completely behind the southwestern wall, resulting in a line of lava that when they pour their contents. Every round, the lava advances 10 feet towards the door. Creatures that step in the lava take 46 fire damage. They take this damage once per round. Okay. Creatures and objects that are 10 feet from the lava take half that damage. Cool. What? Okay, hold on. The door here is thermally warped and will not open unless heated at the proper temperature. Why did I write that in 2 places? Egress door, where the adventurers should go in case of an emergency, like a fire. Okay, hold on. Let me go and combine these two paragraphs. What is wrong with me? All right. Okay. The indented door that leads out of this room is heat sensitive. It is stuck shut and will not open unless heated at the proper temperature, at which point it will undeform and open easily. We'll cut that sentence. We'll cut this sentence, just cut it out. Let's take this sentence. The room will reach the proper temperature to release the door after 5 rounds of lava have been poured into the room. Okay. There we go. Just get rid of that other paragraph. It's useless. Why is release? I don't know. Let me read this sentence. Okay. The door here is thermally warped and will not open unless it is heated to the proper temperature. If the door takes at least 10 points of fire damage from a single source, it will be heated and undeformed. Allowing it to swing inwards with ease. A volcano elemental can heat the door with its touch, causing it to release it in 1 round. If it's not heated, the party can try to force it open with the DC 23 strength athletics check, or bash it open with bludgeoning damage. It is a thick stone door with 90 hit points and AC 15. The room will reach the proper temperature to release the door after 5 rounds of lava have been poured into the room. The door will also release after 5 rounds of lava have been poured into the room and sufficiently heated the room. Okay. Okay. So this whole section probably needs to be refactored. Like, room 1 is part of a complex trap. Okay, introducing the room. This room is filled with compressed rock containers, each one containing pressurized hot lava. 20-foot deep pressure plate covers the middle of the room. If stepped on, the pressure plate will cause a chain reaction that makes the containers spill their contents. This needs to be a separate paragraph. Okay. Pressure plate is hidden, DC 14. It can be jammed with something suitably strong enough to hold the weight of the plate, which is 500 pounds, I've decided, as well as anyone on the plate. It can also be disabled with a successful DC 14 dexterity saving. Sleight of hand check using thieves' tools. The door here is thermally warped and will not open unless it is heated to the proper temperature. Okay. Okay, that's whatever. Room 2. Okay, so we've got box text here. When the party enters room 2 for the first time from room, read this. Read this when the party enters room 2 for the first time. The low ceiling here is far rougher, as if this tunnel were dug with claws. The rock here is covered with blackened moss and a variety of gray toadstools and red specked mushrooms. Is specked the right words? Speckled. Red speckled mushrooms growing atop them. The moss largely covers the walls, though there are hand-sized gaps among them. The tunnel continues on for a long time and is uncomfortable for the tall to travel through. Okay, that's fine. That works. There's just a lot of mushrooms in this room. It's basically... there's a lot... The walls are covered in mushrooms. The walls, the moss and mushrooms that cover the walls here serve as food for much of the denizens in this cave. It is a quiet, safe space. The vegetation is safe. This room is quiet. Safe space to rest in if the party needs it. Oh no, I specifically wrote that it's not safe. This room is quiet. But fire salamanders frequently visit it for a snack and will disturb any attempts to rest here. Sure, how about that? The moss and mushrooms that cover the walls here are service food for much of the denizens in this cave. Food for the denizens of this cave. The vegetation is safe. The room is quiet, but fire sound. The room is quiet the right word? Empty? Nothing's going on here. Quiet doesn't really sell the same connotation. Quiet thesaurus. Although I don't think the thesaurus will be able to help me. Yeah, it's not gonna be. I need like a TTRPG thesaurus. What is another way to say this room has nothing going on? Currently unoccupied. Fire salamanders frequently visit it for a snack and will disturb any attempts to rest here. Okay. Room 3. This room opens up into a tall, dome-like shape. At the center is a deep pit filled with darkness. The air here feels a bit smoother to your lungs, though the brimstone smell remains strong. There are 3 exits here, including the one you came from. A large tunnel and 2 rougher, smaller tunnels that are close to each other. This room contains... Oh, I don't have the pit in the... Oh, no, I do. It's right up here. I was about to say, I don't have the pit in the box text, and I was very confused, because I'm like, this is a failed room at a failed attempt at a hot room. That means there's a pit in this room. Why am I not imagining a pit in this room? I definitely drew a pit in this room. There it is. I had spent so much effort trying to draw a pit. I'm going to accept that that is a pit. The pit... in this room is a failed attempt at a volcano. The 80-foot pit here does not reach the core of the plane. and is not hot. There's a geode of precious metals at the bottom of the pit. Metals. Gemstones at the bottom of this pit. The geode is reflective and can be seen in the dark as a glint. It is about 25 pounds and worth 250 gold pieces if sold to a jeweler. The fire salamanders come into this room to use as a leisure space and to throw things they don't like into the pit. So there's a lot of nasty junk down there as well. Okay. Do I need to elaborate further? Probably not. I don't think that's too much of a problem. I hope it's fine. Room 4. I should probably name these rooms. Then again, real adventures, official adventures don't name the rooms. They just, room 6. This is room 6. This is room 9. This is room 53. This is room 6001. And I'm a real adventure. But I really feel like I should name the rooms. Should do it anyway. Room 1. The Volcano Elementals Trap. No, I'm not gonna do it. That takes brain power, and I need to conserve my brain power. Room 4. Read this when the party enters room 4 for the first time. Is it really necessary for me to write that? I feel less and less like it's necessary, because if this was the kind of thing where this box text only makes sense if you enter room 3 from this direction. If you enter it from this direction or this direction, like, doesn't make sense. I get it, but I think the box text reads, it doesn't really matter where you come from. You get the gist no matter what. So I can just it's just assumed. The first time you enter a room, read this box text. Maybe I can just put that at top. When the party enters a room for the first time, read the box text at the top of the room. The ceiling here is uncomfortably low, and the walls transition from stone to blackened moss very quickly. Amongst the moss, mushrooms of various sizes, various shapes and sizes sprout. Are sprouting. There's a faint glow ahead, and it's not long before you see the source. 4-legged creatures with illuminated mouths and paws, munching on the walls. Their incandescent maws look sharp, and their backs are covered in what look like metal plates. This room is also filled with mushrooms. I'm gonna write nourishing mushrooms. No, this room is similar to, in that it's also filled with mushrooms, but it's currently occupied by 3 fire salamanders who try to shoo the party away if they approach. The salamanders are not interested in a fight to the death. The salamanders are hungry, but not interested in a fight to the death. This room is also a host to a colony of bats on the ceiling who are agitated by loud noises and will attack anyone who agitates them. Cool. Oh no. I wrote insert box text here. Oh God. Alright. I was just hoping that this would just be an editing job, not a creating job, but here we go. Room 5. So, This is part 2 of a complex trap. The room here has poor ventilation and is uphill and requires the party to climb while breathing in toxic fumes. We're not going to insert a better trap here because we're out of time. This is a 60-foot incline that the party needs to ascend to reach either exit from this room, either to room 4 or room 6. The incline is such that anyone can slide down it without taking falling damage. In order to ascend, each party needs to make a DC 10 strength athletics check. Okay, this is just a bunch of mechanics. On a success, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what can I see? They can send that speed instead. On a failure, the PC ascends but inhales a bad pocket of air and gains the poison conditioned for the next minute. While poisoned in this way, the PC takes 1d6 poison damage for every athletics checks they make in this room, and if they fail that check, you're back out on a coughing fit and cannot move for that round. PCs that dawdle at the bottom must make a Constitution saving throw or are poisoned in the same manner. Creatures that start their turn at the bottom with the poison condition automatically take 1d6 poison damage from coughing fits. Okay. So, it's just an incline. The floor here sharply slants. The floor here slants sharply. Can see the door here. I should actually put a note here that says only read this if you're coming from room run. We'll read this text whenever the party comes here from room 1. The first time. The door deposits you at the bottom of a sharply slanted room. At the top, you see I think that's a tunnel and that's a proper door. I believe room 6 is supposed to be a proper door. A carved space. Okay, yeah. So, you see a tunnel and a on the left and a hallway. Carved pathway. At the top of a long climb, as you look up, you feel a stinging sensation in your lungs as with each breath the air here feels and your vision starts to swim. The air here what can I say? Long 60-foot climb. Okay. Okay, the door deposits you at the bottom of a sharply slanted room. At the top of a long 60-foot climb, you see a tunnel on the left, on your left, and a carved pathway on your right. As you look up, as you are looking up at these exits, you feel a stinging sensation in your lungs. As you take from taking a breath and your vision starts to swim. The air here does not seem wholesome. Alright, that's box text. The door deposits you at the bottom of a sharply slanted room. At the top of a long 60-foot climb, you see a tunnel on your left and a carved pathway on your right. As you are looking up at these exits, you feel a stinging sensation in your lungs from taking a breath, and your vision starts to swim. The air here does not seem wholesome. Okay. In order to ascend, each party member needs to make a DC 10 strength athletics check. On the success of the party ascends half their speed. If they have a climb speed, they can ascend that speed instead. On a failure, PC ascends but inhales a bad pocket of air. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I think that's fine. This whole text is fine. The tunnel opens up into a large carved space that is completely filled with bones. Room 6. Completely filled with bones, debris, and scraps. You can see the glint of gemstones within the pile. Within the debris pile. Along the edge of the room is a narrow path carved through the pile that leads to various other exits, 4 in total, including the one you came from. Though the bone pile is stable, it looms over you ominously, as if threatening to bury you at any moment. Let me go back up and look at room 6, just to make sure I've written that correctly. Room 6 is on this map. Here it is. Okay, yeah. That is 4 exits. Cool. Damn, I overloaded that room. I think that box text works. It's accurate enough. This is a storage room for the volcano elementals. They collect things they find interesting throughout the wilds and bring them here. There are a lot of corpses, trinkets, and gems present in the pile if the party is willing to put in the time to search for them. This room has also been structurally reinforced with a lot of wood and bone, making it quite sturdy and with a lot of cover. Among the corpses is a cursed ghast that has been feasting on them. Now I have to note at this point that we're using a cursed ghast, and the cursed ghast has a thing about raising an alcove in the catacombs. Yeah, when it uses its... If the party fights the cursed ghast, it is able to raise a skeleton from the bone pile whenever it does its cursed life ability. Whenever it uses its cursed life ability. Let's say zombie, not skeleton. The following things can be found in the pile. An ice cube that never melts. A brass lock with a puzzle on it to lock and unlock it. It's a Rubik's Cube. A compass that points southeast instead of north. The DM decides what it's pointing at. A bag that feels 50 pounds heavier when closed, but it's empty. No. I get it now. A bag that feels 50 pounds heavier when it's closed. The bag is currently empty. A bag of slime that is quite adhesive but comes off easily if a person tries to remove it. Oh, gems, tiger's eyes, and black obsidians. Okay. Ball of slime that's quite adhesive. So I immediately remember what I was trying to say here. I don't know if I succeed, but this is glue, but you can remove it by hand. If you use your hand, it stops being glue. And then, I don't know. Finding things in the pile will take a DC-15 investigation check and 10 minutes for each attempt. The ghast is buried in the pile and is in hibernation. It will awaken on a failed investigation check and attack the party. I should put that up here. Okay. Cool. Room 7. You see holes in the rock here that quickly narrow to become small and windy. Traversing them is certain to be a tight squeeze. Light from the sky spills into these tunnels, filling them with a blend of shadows. This is a side entrance partially formed from the unstable rock structure. Climbing through it is a difficult squeeze, about 2 feet in diameter, which will require most PCs to crawl through, squeeze through. There are cavities inside of the rock that can be used for safety from the volcano elemental, and are largely unoccupied at the moment. For safe resting. Unreachable. The rock here is still unstable, so adventurers crawling through it do so at their own risk. Adventurers can ascertain if a tunnel is stable. Okay. Crawling through so at their own risk. Adventurers can ascertain if a tunnel is stable or not through intelligence. DC 13 check. Or with... If a tunnel is not stable, the adventurers can attempt to stabilize it through ingenuity or by being extra careful. Evening, good sir. Hello, Timothy. How is it going? I need to include something here that states how many tunnels there are. There's many. So there's always a tunnel. This is a side entrance partially formed from the unstable rock structure. The formation has made many tunnels here. Let's say dozens. Small tunnels here. So climbing through one is a difficult squeeze, about 2 feet in diameter, which will require most PCs to crawl through. Or terms if the tunnel is not stable, the adventurers can attempt to stabilize it through ingenuity or by being extra careful. A PC that attempts to carefully pass through a tunnel must make a DC 10 dexterity check. Good mate just organizing the PC and just purchased Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Baldur's Gate 2 is a treat. You're going to do Icewind Dale and Neverwinter Nights. Oh, wow. You're going on a whole tour. Sounds like you've got the entire month. You got a good month lined up. I mean, just one of those is a good month. Honestly. All 4 of them. Good stuff. The rock here is still unstable, so adventurers crawling through it do so at their own risk. Adventurers can ascertain if a tunnel is stable enough to blah blah. Oh, I'm down here. On a failure, the PC. On a failure, the PC must make a dexterity saving throw against DC 13. What? What did I do here? I did something. I think this is right, but it's not. There's some words missing. A couple months for me, bro. Yeah, a couple months is good. It's a good couple of months. It's gonna be a good couple months. Okay, so the idea is that you can try and preserve the tunnel by making this check. On a failure, the tunnel begins to collapse. Must then make a dexterity saving throw against DC 13. On a success, they back up and avoid being caved in. On a failure, they are pinned by the rock. They're unable to move and begin suffocating. An ally can attempt to dig them out, but they risk further cave-in. They must make a DC 10 dexterity check as well to avoid suffering the same fate. To avoid causing another cave-in. To avoid causing a cascading cave-in. If they don't cause another cave-in, they can pull out their ally with a DC 16 strength check. Cool. Oh, wow. I have extra box text. Let's put this up here. When a PC read this. Whenever the first time PC enters one of these tunnels. Okay, cool. That's a healthy surprise. I wrote extra box text for this room. Nice. Good job, me. Room 8. This room is completely flooded in rocky debris. Piles and piles of stone impede your way through the other side. Hold on. No, this should... Why isn't... Bring that up here. Yeah. This room is completely flooded in rocky debris. Piles and piles of stone impede your way to the other side, where you can see a tunnel leading onward. In the ceiling, you can see the glint of something shiny embedded in the rock. That's very plain. This is clearly something that I wrote at the end of a stream where I was running out of creative juice. This room is completely flooded in rocky debris. Okay. Piles and piles of stone impede your way to the other side. Piles and piles of stone form a barrier. Block your way. Block is not much better, but I don't know. Piles of stone. Block your way. Block your way forward. Where you can see a tunnel. Where a tunnel leads onward. This room is completely flooded in rocky debris. Piles of stone block your way forward where a tunnel leads onward. Mithril. In the ceiling you can see the glint of something shiny embedded in the rock. As you look around, The glint of something catches your attention. Some kind of prism embedded looms above you. I think 15 foot. 15 feet above you. A strange looking prism looms 15 feet above you. Okay. Okay, that's not great energy, but we'll work with it. This room has a gem that makes illusions in it. The illusions makes hide the way forward by creating many, many illusory piles of rocks in the room. Only 2 5x5 squares in this room contain real rocky debris. The rest are illusory copies. A PC can use the illusory rocks to hide. There's a prism of illusions embedded in the rock above. It can be dislodged with some effort if the party can reach it. The prism is removed from this room. The illusions of the room fade away. The prism is non-magical and worth 100 gold pieces. And is the key component for crafting a deck of illusions. With the proper recipe. Cool. Room 9. This room feels remarkably cooler as you approach. The odor of brimstone is drowned out by the burning smell of something caustic in the air. Ooh. And you hear the squelch of ooze sliding across stone. Ooh, I remember this room. There is something shiny embedded in the rock above you. But before you can investigate it, your attention is drawn to the several viscous puddles of ooze on the ceiling in this... I don't need to say in this room again. Which are already quivering in your direction. Is quivering the right word? Wobbling? That's funny though. That could, I don't know if that's the right tone. That's the right word, but it's not the right tone. Jiggling, teetering, vibrating, swaying, staggering, rumbling, pulsating. Pulsating's good. Which are already pulsating in your direction. Nice. This is a cold room. Ceiling of this room. Which is generating 4 illusory oozes which populate this room. Additionally, 2 real oozes are in this room, drawn to any sources of heat. They feast on the volcano elementals whenever available, but are shoot out of the hot room. Do I, at any point, identify how you break a prism? I should do that. I should do that. There's a prism of illusions in the ceiling of this room. Similar to room 8. And then in room 8, we'll say the prism of illusions it can be pried away by hand easily or shattered with any amount of bludgeoning damage. It has an AC of 10. All right. Okay, that's room 9. Room 10. You are blasted with a wave of heat as you enter this room, which opens up into a large dome-like shape with a large pit in the center. A faint glowing emanates from the pit, adding a dim glow to the room. Illuminating the room dimly illuminating the room, as well as okay. A faint glowing emanates from the pit, dimly illuminating room. A haze, in addition, a haze rises up. The air is hazy here. Suggesting the pit as the source of the heat. A number of rock panels have been erected around the pit as if to shield it from something. As if to serve, as if to shield it or focus it. Hold on, let's try reading again. I got a cool channel for you. This legend reads many of Tolkien's work while smoking his pipe. Okay, what's the link? You are blasted with a wave of heat as you enter this room, which opens up into a large dome-like shape with a large pit in the center. A faint glowing emanates from the pit, dimly illuminating the room. The air is hazy here, suggesting the pit as the source of the heat. A number of rock panels have been erected around the pit, as if to shield it, as if to focus. As if to focus the heat. Okay. This room has a deep hole, and that radiates out geothermal heat. This room is the focal point for the vulcanization of the area. This room has a deep hole in it that radiates out geothermal heat. The volcano elementals use it to rest. They find it deeply comfortable. If the volcano elementals fight here, they will have an advantage. The room will be rearranged with a lot of rock piles, designed to concentrate the heat. Rock piles have been set up here to concentrate the heat. They also, as well as a lot of cover. Sent it in chat. Oh, chat won't pick up the link. I don't know how to turn that off. There's probably an option, but I don't know. Type this in the YouTube. Mythopedia. Okay. I just have all the chat options to default, so I assume the default is like no links. I just need to turn that off. But I don't know how. This room has a deep hole. Oh, I already read that. Every round a creature's in this room, it takes 1d6 fire damage from the heat. Additionally, any fire damage dealt by volcano elementals in this room is increased by an additional 1d6 fire damage. By an additional 1d6. The creature that falls down the pit is going to have a bad time. That's some editorializing, but you know what? It's not wrong. The pit is 80 feet deep, and there's lava down there that will deal 46 fire damage to a creature that makes contact with it. Sure. Did I draw any cover in this room at all? Or is that something that I just leave up to the DM? Let me say that The DM chooses. The DM chooses where these rock piles are. Cool. That's not my problem anymore. Solved. Room 11. Feel an uncharacteristic chill as you enter this room. It opens up into a square space with a large pile of ash and soot forming a pile in the middle of it. It opens up into a square space with a large pile of ash and soot forming a pile. As well as the occasional bone sticking out. As well as the occasional bone. The walls and ceiling appear to be covered in some sort of brownish mold. There are 3 equidistant paths from this room, including the one you came from. You immediately feel a blast of cold coming from the moldy surface nearest you. Okay. The volcano elementals make an effort to keep keep room 10 clear of any mess by moving it into this room. This room additionally is host to a brown mold colony. And it's in control of 3 zombies, which it uses to defend itself with. Brown mold feasts on the volcano elemental energies whenever available. Walls are covered in brown mold. If the creature is within 5 feet of a wall, they take 1d6 cold damage. This damage occurs upon entry and exit. The mold is immune to fire damage and rapidly spreads if exposed to fire, gaining temporary hit points equal to the fire damage that would have taken. If it takes any other damage, it activates the 3 zombies hidden in the ash pile, which attack everyone until they are destroyed. 5/5 patch mold has 10 hit points. It's immune to fire, piercing, and bludgeoning damage. Okay. Has an AC of 5 and is immune to fire, piercing, and bludgeoning damage. Within the piles of ash are an intact explorer's pack, a sat money. Okay, whatever. There's stuff here. That's fine. Got myself some nice laboratory book and some pens the other day for dungeon drawing. Can't wait till this is released. Looking forward to playing it. We're almost there. I think this is the last room. Is there room 13? No, this is the last room. Room 12. These tunnels have a rougher texture to them, as if carved out by claw. The main corridor here branches out into a honeycomb of many smaller crawlways, each one filled with a dim glow and an inviting warmth. You briefly witness a scaly 4-legged creature within one of the crawlways as it scampers away from you, its mouth and paws the source of the dim light. Cooler air from the corridor onwards invites you to continue. Wow, I read that and then I spaced out because I am out of brain power. I need to read that again to myself. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's all fine. It makes sense. Those are words. They come together. There's a tunnel here. It branches out. It's warm here. Crawlways here, 2 feet tall, and the party will need to squeeze to crawl past them. A colony of 46 fire salamanders taken roost here and has built this room up as its nest. It has tunneled out quite a bit of the room to make space. They are young here. Fire salamanders are distrusting of the party and very protective of their nest, but are not necessarily hostile. Okay. A rock container with 3. Okay, there's some equipment here. There are 1d4 fire salamanders here. Oh, actually, that's it. This is it. That's room 12. All right. This should probably be at the beginning of the dungeon, not the end. Bum 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 bum. All right. Okay. That's fine. That's a fine place for that. Okay, once the volcano elementals are defeated, the party can return to Wormgate and receive congratulations from the village. Read the following. You emerge from the tunnels into the open sky. Fresh air fills your lungs, and it feels like the smell of brimstone has already weakened. Though the grounds around you are still covered in dead foliage, the distant brush and trees twist in the wind, beckoning you to journey back to Wormgate. Back to the refuge of Wormgate. As you journey, the air seems to get lighter and sweeter, and the warmth of the light relaxes you. There's an unease in your bones that has been building up over time, and you realize that you are subconsciously anticipating an earthquake that never seems to come. You know that it'll take time to adjust to the now quieted ground. Time well earned. Oh, okay, cool. And then I ran out of steam. Party gets paid. I don't know. They hit level 4, end of campaign. I don't think I've ever ended a adventure like properly. It just ends like that. Like, here's some box text to read. Oh, you're still here? Oh, thumbs up. What did I actually delete? The party gets paid. What are they getting paid? Are they getting paid? Did I put a number somewhere? Offering payment. It just says payment. When they reach Wormgate, the next time they rest, they achieve level 4. Wormgate is saved. I should say, actually, the eruption of Wormgate is averted. Done. Didn't the princess offer a reward, or am I talking about a different part of the campaign? I don't think there are princes in this whole thing. The party is offered a reward by the Steelbone Mercenary Guild, but I didn't put a number next to that reward. And, the campaign ends once you receive it, so even if I did put a number, it'd be like, you get 400 gold, okay, now, you don't get to spend it. That's it. You don't get to spend it. I mean, I would say like 500, 800 gold, 750. Do I say that anywhere else? I don't think so. Whatever. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now... Oh, I need to look through the appendixes. Appendix A, stat block, commoner stat. Okay, I don't really like this, but I don't know how to do it better. But what I can do is I can take all of these proper stat blocks. I can get rid of this template. We don't need it anymore. No defunct dragon on my appendix. We'll take this, put them all at the bottom. Grabbing that. Okay. How does that look? Does that look better? No. All right, let me grab the cold ooze here. The least we can do is put these in alphabetical order. Cold ooze, cursed ghast, fire salamander. All right. Got a bandit here. Probably should have named that bandit. Cold ooze. Cursed ghast. Fire salamander. Volcano elemental. All these other stats, I don't... whatever. Everything else, look it up. Gauntlets of brute strength. We can at least be kind and underline that. Yeah. Wow, that fits on one page. Good stuff. Okay, let's read through these magic items, make sure they make sense. And then we're actually done. 100% done. Gauntlets of brute strength. They're an uncommon magic item. I don't think I need to write magic item. Car's attunement. Maybe I need to write magic item here, though. Okay. This magic item has 3 charges. While wearing the gauntlets, when you hit a creature with a melee attack using strength, you can spend a charge to add 1d6 force damage to that attack. Alternatively, when you fail a strength ability check or saving throw, you can spend a charge to add 1d6 to that roll, possibly turning it into a success. I think that makes sense. I don't think that needs to be clarified. Only playtesting can really answer that, but I think that's okay. These gauntlets regain all charges at dawn. You can only spend 1 charge per roll. Book of the Bone Speaker. Rare. Requires attunement. While attuned to this book, you gain resistance to necrotic damage. Additionally, you have advantage on any saving throw caused by an undead. This book can be used to channel necromantic energy into a target. As an action, you can cast one of the following spells, each one once per day. False Life at 3rd level, Inflict Wounds at 4th level, Animate Dead. Without components. I think that's, actually, I don't think I need to write that. I think that's assumed. Magic items by default don't have components when you cast a spell. Could be wrong. The intent is you don't need whatever the component for Animate Dead is to cast Animate Dead from this book. If you use this book to cast a spell, you must make a Wisdom saving throw at the next time you finish a long rest. A creature with proficiency in Arcana has advantage on this saving throw. On a failure, the necromantic energy takes a hold of you, causing your demeanor to become paladin scraggly for a week. If you fail this saving throw twice in 1 week, you become a cursed ghast under the control of the DM. Okay. I think it's clear enough. Improved fire resistance. I'm worried about this one. You drink this potion, you have resistance to fire damage for the next hour. Easy. While you have this resistance, you are additionally immune to fire damage during your turn. You can move through fire hazards without taking damage, but if you stop inside of one, you will take damage. I don't know. That one I'm worried about, but I don't know how to make it clearer what that means. Maybe it's fine. I should, I don't know. I should workshop that. Wand of Freezing Ray. This one has 4 charges. You can use 1 charge to cast Scorching Ray at 2nd level. The spell cast in this way does cold damage instead of fire damage. Easy enough. The wand recharges 1d4 charges at dawn. If you use the last charge, roll a d20 on a 1. The wand crumbles into dust and becomes useless. I bet this is... Did I just copy like Wand of Scorching Ray? That's a secret that I'm not going to look up. Yeah. So... Can I just do this? Do I publish to web or share with others? I'll figure that out later. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this document. I will put it, I don't know, in the description of this video, the link to it in this description of this video, and then, yeah, take it away, play with it, go nuts, have fun. This is The Eruption of Wormgate, a completed adventure from level 1 to 3, and now it's ready to be play tested. Please, to see if it's good or not. And I mean, some better art would be nice as well. It'd be nice to get a little more content, let's say. It'd be nice to organize this better, put it in more of a readable. I am reading this at 200%, so oh yeah, that's even harder. It'd be better if this was text in 2 columns instead of 1 column. Whatever. Figuring out the format is boring and lazy, or not lazy. It's lazy. It's not lazy. Figuring out the content format is boring and tedious and not fun. So I'm not going to do it right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. What I'm planning, next roll for question, I'm just going to answer questions, frequently asked questions that I see. I've got a pile of them, enough for a couple hours. If you've got a question, feel free to ask it. I'd love to answer it. Love to opine for 20 minutes about, I don't know, why do trolls regenerate? It's a very strange mechanic. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But until then, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to publish this, put it in the description for this video on YouTube. And I don't know, just put it out on the internet. Grab it. It'd be nice to run it someday. We'll see. But that is it for me. I'm going to stop here. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for contributing. Every little bit helps, and every little bit of Lent inspiration is just a little more sanity for me, and I appreciate that. And it's been fun. So thank you again. All right, I'm gonna head out now. So bye, y'all. See y'all next time.